My name is Charlotte Huntoon, and I'm doing a video on the gross anatomy of a sheep's brain. We are going to look at the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the occipital lobe, and the temporal lobe. We are also going to see the gyruses, and these are these elevated ridges of tissue, and they are separated by shallow grooves called the sulcus. We also have the longitudinal fissure, and that separates the left brain from the right brain. We also have the lateral sulcus, and that separates the temporal lobe from the parietal lobe. We also have the cerebellum, the pons, and the medulla oblongata. We are now going to look at the ventral side of the sheep's brain. So that would be this underneath area. And if we look at it this way is a better way. So we have the olfactory bulb. We have the olfactory tract. We have the optic nerve and the optic chiasma. And we have the cerebral peduncle, which would be here. We have the hypophysis, or the pituitary gland, which would be here. We have the oculomotor. There's one on this side and one on this side. We have the trochlear. The trochlear is here. And then we have the trigeminal here. And the abducens, which is here. So now we're going to look at the midbrain. And to look at the midbrain, we have to separate the cerebrum and the cerebellum. And to do that, we're going to lift up the occipital lobes and push down on the brain stem. So that's how we separate this here. So this has a couple things. We're going to look at the corpora quadrigemina. So that's going to be here. And the corpora quadrigemina of the tectum has the left and right superior colliculi. So we have the left and the right superior colliculi. We also have the left and the right inferior colliculi. So that would be our left inferior colliculi and the right inferior colliculi. We also have the pineal gland, which is going to be here. We now need to look at the the sagittal section. So to look at the sagittal section, I'm going to have to cut down the midline. So I'm going to just cut this guy right down the middle so that we can look at the sagittal section. So I need a little bit more cut here. And here, there we go. All right, so this is going to show us that we need to look back once again at the cerebral. So we have our frontal and our parietal, and then our occipital and our temporal. And then we're going to look at the corpus callosum, and that's going to be this ridge here. We then have the fornix, which will be the inward ridge here. We also have the lateral ventricle, which is going to be this guy here. After that, we have the intermediate mass of thalamus. And that is going to be right here, that meaty area. Then we have the cerebral peduncle. And that one is here. Then followed by the pons, and our pons is going to be here. We also have our medulla oblongata down here. Our fourth ventricle is this guy here. And then we have the corpora quadragemina, and that guy is the two bumps here. We also have the arbor vitae, and the arbor vitae is going to be this branching area here. The arbor vitae is the white matter in the cerebellum that resembles a branching tree, so you can see how it looks like we got two trees here. And lastly, we're going to look at the pineal body, and the pineal body is right here. I've been there. And that's all. Thank you so much.